So we have the following question. It says, prove for all integers n that 2n plus 3 squared minus 2n minus 3 squared is a multiple of 8. So to get started, let's first refresh our memories on what multiples are. So when they're asking us to find the multiples of 8, essentially what this is asking is to find numbers that are multiplied by 8. For example, 8 would be a multiple of 8 because to get 8 we have to do 1 times 8, okay? 16 would be another example because 2 times 8 is 16. 24 would be another example because 3 times 8 is 24. And you kind of get the gist. Anything that's multiplied by 8 would be a multiple of 8. So essentially what we have to do is prove that this expression up here is multiplied by 8. So to prove this, I notice that we have 2n plus 3 squared minus 2n minus 3 squared. I know it doesn't look like it, but this is actually what we call a difference of squares. Difference of squares states that if you have anything in the form of a squared minus b squared, you can factor it to become a minus b times a plus b. So in this case, we would say that our a squared is 2n plus 3 squared, and our b squared would be 2n minus 3 squared. Now to find a, we would just take the square root of 2n plus 3 squared, which would just be 2n plus 3. And to find b, we would take the square root of 2n minus 3 squared, which would just be 2n minus 3. So now that we have a and b, let's plug it into our formula to factor it. And when we do that, that'll give us 2n plus 3 minus 2n minus 3 times 2n plus 3 plus 2n minus 3. So now that we've factored it, let's kind of clean it up. So starting with our first grouping, if we clean it up, we can combine like terms. So if we did 2n minus 2n, those would cancel out. And if we did 3 minus a negative 3, that's the same thing as saying 3 plus 3, which would give us 6. For the second grouping, when we clean it up, we can do 2n plus 2n, which would give us 4n, and then we can do 3 plus a negative 3, which would then give us 0, which would just cancel out. So when we simplify this, this would give us 6 times 4n. Now I know if I did 6 times 4n, that'll give us 24n, right? Now, is 24n a multiple of 8? Well, I know it is because one way to get 24n is to do 8 times 3 times n. And as you see, 8 is in the mix, which shows that this expression is a multiple of 8. So this is one way to prove that this expression is a multiple of 8. Of course, there's other ways that you could have proved this, but this is just one way. But in this case, this is how you would prove it. And there you have it.